Hello out there. Today, welcome back. We are doing another series of lessons today on how to use Autodesk Inventor. And what we're going to be using today is how to make an assembly. So assemblies are pretty cool. They can be useful. So what you would do, you would use an assembly not typically while you are still making something, but you're going to use an assembly after you've already made the different parts of something and you want to see how it looks put together. So typically it doesn't make sense if you have something that's going to have some moving parts, some articulation. You're going to have more than one printed object for your part. Otherwise, it's not going to be able to move around if it's all printed in one, with some exceptions. But for the most part, you are going to need multiple parts in order to put an entire thing together. So how to make an assembly. So before we get into that, you need to learn what the file type for an assembly is and how to open one. So to open an assembly, you're going to go over to the File menu, or if you're at the home screen, you could just click Assembly right here under New. Yours is going to look a little different than mine. I updated my Inventor, so I've got a newer version than yours, but they're basically the same. So the other way you can do it if you don't want to just hit Assembly is get File, go to the little arrow next to New, and hit Assembly. Now in Assembly, you can do a lot of the things that you can do with a part in an assembly, but not all of them. So, and when you save it, so I'm going to do that before I do anything here. So I'm going to go File. I want y'all to get in the practice of saving your stuff a little more diligently. So I'm going to save mine to the desktop. I'm going to make a new folder for Mr. K. And I'm going to go in here and name this teaching assembly. Perfect. So now that I've got that, I'm going to need some things to put in this assembly. So I've already downloaded something that you are going to have to use for the end of the lesson when we walk through it together. So I'm just going to use those files for that. And if you want to follow along with this part, you can go ahead and download the brace assembly that is attached in Google Classroom. It's nested under this assignment, so you should be able to find that pretty easily. The only thing with this is when you download it, and I'll go over this more in depth in the other video for it, so you do need to extract those files. So in order to extract those files when you download them, and you're going to get, this is what the name for it is, brace assembly. And you see one has a zipper, and then I have one that I've already unzipped that doesn't have a zipper. The zipper means that that is a compressed file. That means that they've taken it, it's basically like taking all of your clothes and putting it in a suitcase. Before you would take like your nice clothes or something like out of the suitcase and wear them, you need to like iron them, get them ready to go. So that's kind of what you have to do with this. When they're compressed, when they're in this zippered, compressed suitcase here, the files are smaller, which makes them easier to carry around and send to different places, but they're a little mushed up and they need to get extracted. So what you can do is you're going to go up, and when you click a compressed file, you're going to get like a pink banner up here at the top, and it says compressed folder tools. You're going to click compressed folder tools and then go to extract all. It'll ask you where you want to save it. I just saved it in the downloads. You can also save it somewhere else. That's up to you. So I've got this now, and in order to bring something into an assembly, what you're going to use is the Assemble tab. That makes sense, right? For sketching, we use the Sketch tab. For modeling, we use the Model tab. So for Assemble, we're going to use the Assemble tab. So what you're going to do is, you could hit Create, but we're going to hit Place. So Place is what you want to use when you already have something that you need to bring into the assembly. Create is a cool feature where you can actually, if you figure out that you need an additional part, you can actually model that in the assembly, much the same way you would with a part file. So it's pretty versatile, but it's definitely better to do most of your modeling beforehand and then kind of put everything together in here so you're not trying to model as you assemble. So I'm going to hit place. Place is going to allow me to bring in stuff from other aspects, other locations. So where did I put my brace assembly files? I put them in the downloads folder, brace assembly, and you can see there's a couple symbols here. Yours might be different colors. I think yours are going to be more yellow than blue. But you see some look like Tetris pieces, and then some look like single cubes. The ones that look like single cubes are part files, okay? Those are IPT files. The assembly files, which are called .iam files, an assembly is a .iam file, are going to be these Tetris looking ones, these like L-shaped ones. So boom, subassembly, fastener, swivel brace, those are all my assembly components. Now I can bring these other things in here and treat them like an assembly piece, but they are not assemblies in and of themselves. These are what we call sub-assemblies. So I'm going to go and get the boom sub in here. And when I bring it in, depending on what my angle is, I'm going to go to the home angle. After I click that, I'm not holding down the mouse, I am just hovering. So once I click once, it will place my part. Now that's great, but now I've got the second one. I don't really want this second one. So what I'm going to do, this is true for most things in Inventure. When they give you it and they have you the option to place more than one, you can right click and hit OK. You can also, so I'm going to do this one more time to show you, place, boom subassembly, click once to get that first boom subassembly. One other thing that you can do is you can, I think you can hit the, yeah, you can just hit the escape key. And the escape key is definitely the easiest way to place, to exit the place command once you're done placing your components. So now that we've got this guy in here, so this guy, if you see, he can move around. And he is going to kind of be my anchor, the handle type thing for this. So I don't really want this to move. So what you can do in order to help keep a part locked into place is you can do something called grounding it. Now when you ground something, you make it so that it cannot move at all. Okay? When we get into degrees of freedom, which will not be in this lesson, but you'll talk about like how much freedom does this thing have to move. A grounded part has 0 degrees of freedom. It cannot move at all. So in order to ground a part, what you're going to do is right click on the component that you want, and then you're going to get this menu. And I want to go down to grounded and grounded. Now if I right click it again, you can see that grounded is already checked off. That's what I want. And I can't move this anymore. I can move the screen around so it's in a different place in the screen, but I cannot actually click this part and move it around. Okay, so now that I've got that, I'm going to add one more thing in here. So I'm going to place, and I want to place the, what's it called? The swivel brace. Yes, I want the swivel brace. So I'm going to click swivel brace, hit open. And so this brace is actually in itself, and then I'm going to hit OK, or the escape key out of it. This little swivel right here is already an assembly in and of itself. Okay, this is already made from 2 different things put together. So we've actually created what is called a subassembly, which is where you put, we have our assembly and we've put another assembly nested inside of it with our other assembly, which is this guy. So these are both actually, and if you can see, like, I can move the screen around like that, but I can't move this guy in relation to the swivel brace. Can move the swivel brace closer to it, which means that this one's got a lot of freedom of movement, and that's okay. So that is how you ground a part. Yeah, again, it's important to have one grounded part just so everything's not trying to rotate around itself. You want to have some kind of anchor that keeps everything in place. That's really why it's important to have a grounded part. So that's it for this video. I'm trying to respond to some of your feedback to have shorter videos, so you can go ahead, go down to the next step, and click on the one about how to add constraints, and we can see about putting these guys together. Okay? See you there.